Let me introduce you to a tournament where no matter how many times you lose, there's always opportunity to strike back. Friends, introducing the underused ladder tournament. A little late to the party I am indeed, and although I have already qualified for this tournament, I thought I'd just do a deep dive into it for you friends. Are you a fan of the ladder? Do you just want to play some Pokemon non-stop in the underused tier? Then this is the tournament for you. Essentially, this is a tournament where you play games under a specific alias and try and blitz your way up to the top of the ladder. The tournament lasts about a week, and when the deadline strikes, the top 8 who possess the weekly prefix go on to compete in a grand tournament once all 4 weeks are said and done. Friends, let me just quickly do a brief discussion of how to do it. I will leave the link to the sign up section in the description of the video down below, but essentially what you do is simply follow the format of the code. Enter your forum name, which is your Smogon University profile name. Then enter your alias for the week 3. It has to begin with the prefix UU26LR. And lastly, your alias needs to then have a name that coincides or is closely linked to your Smogon profile. So just as an example, I'll get the ball rolling. Forum name is FoulPlayG. Week 3 alias, we're gonna use it as, and remember, UU26LR space play foul. Closely related to my Smogon name. And just to answer the last question, you can just simply say yes. Please make sure you do this before you start any random games with this alternative alias. Otherwise, you may end up being penalized in your entire ladder tournament career, not counting for the week. But now that I've created the alias, we hop on Pokemon Showdown, change our username to match that alias, which was UU26LR play foul. That was our name. Register the account, and once the account has been successfully registered, you can just boom, hop onto the ladder, start grinding down games, all in an attempt to achieve the top 8 and those who are participating in this tournament style. Unlike other tournaments where you lose the game, you are eliminated, see you next year, this is a tournament where you can lose 1,000 games if you really wanted to. There is opportunity for you to strike back. It must be noted that if you have this prefix in your alias, all of your games will be publicized for people to spy on, so people can play some mind games as to what kind of team you are running and how to counter it. So you got to keep it fresh and be on your toes. But let's just hop onto it and play a few example games as we make our slow and steady return to the YouTube scene. And what better way than to hit the opponents with some random screens. All the teams that I shall be using today I shall link in the description, and we won't make this a long video, but if you do end up enjoying this type of content and you are going to participate, like I said, link in the description to this page where you can just sign up and happy laddering. But yeah, if you do enjoy this, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, as we shall be doing a lot more of these while we wait for our first opponent. Alright, and we begin the games with madness. The opponent has brought Armarouge, a very deadly sight to see indeed. I have no forms of hazard to break any potential sturdy that the opponent may be packing. I think the best course of action is to simply lead off with Tail Glow Manaphy, start the time on the opponent, of course, as they have fled the scene. You may notice that my game is not currently advertised in the underused ladder tour. That is because I'm at the bottom of the barrel. There's no point in advertising me while I'm at the bottom of the barrel. They usually start advertising games that are on the upper echelons of the ladder. That being said, however, you don't have to be on this active list that gets updated every so often, or you can check it out yourself. I'll actually leave a link. I'll actually show you how to get to this room in a minute, as the opponent has seemingly responded and returned to the scene. I can obviously Tail Glow and Carmine and win this game on the spot, it would seem. I'm gonna do that Tail Glow, of course. After this game, I shall show you how to reach the tournament hub, if you want to, where all the information and action is happening. As the opponent has seemingly got connection problems, I'm going to tail glow, surf to bring them down to sturdy. That's the... wow. It was almost the entire Skarmory, but it's neither here nor there. Of course I shall surf again. Who goes into High Dragon in this position? There he is. I know I love Draco Meteor, Scarf Specs, no matter. And they do not love Ice Beam, it's +3 even though it's non-stab. This might just be GG immediately. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry for the critical hit, but yeah, I don't think it mattered at that point. What were you going to do? I still have an entire gang of Pokemon waiting in the wings to set up and punch the living daylights out of your Pokemon. Anyways, as the opponent has, I think, officially disconnected, they're joining and leaving. I think they are trolling at this point in time. No point in advertising staring at this Manaphy wiggle its, I guess, tentacle back and forth like that. How you go to, when you are on the home screen, go to the section join chat and scroll down until you see, these are all the various rooms of chats you can join on Pokemon Showdown. Scroll down until you find underused. There is a sub room called UULT. That is where all the action is going down. So make sure you pay attention to the room closely. If you want to check out what your ranking and standing currently is, or where the upper echelons of the ladder currently is, the code, the command that you have to use to prompt this is type in /ladder track, being one word, space top. It should give you the current leaderboard for the week. It's not going to appear right now because it's still a fresh tournament, as it is Monday and the tournament has just begun. There's still a week's worth of Pokemon to be played on the ladder. Nevertheless, the opponent has finally lost their game and we have got 60 points to the good. Random screens, let me advertise another type of screens to you. This is a team I stole from the tier leader of Underuse. I think they are the one that created this team. And see there, we are facing an enemy who is also trying to climb the rankings and dominate, but they have Glastrier. They're going to attempt to embarrass me with Glastrier. And I believe this is Trick Room team that they are packing. Who is the first guy that will set up the Trick Room on their behalf? I'm not certain about this notion. I shall lead off with Booster Energy, believe it or not, because Booster Energy can potentially kill Slowking in one attack. I am adamant Booster Energy, and Slowking is gone. That was one of the Trick Room setters that they possess. I do not actually know who else can be a Trick Room setter on that squad. Tinkerton better be on the balloon, because I'm going to Earthquake into Oblivion. And believe it or not, Trick Room doesn't last forever, despite sometimes on the correct with the correct opponents, they seem to be able to make Trick Room feel like it lasts forever because they just take all your Pokemon. Showdown also is undergoing some complications at the moment, friends. So if you see some strange things float about your screen, like for example Slitherwing, they do not have the Slitherwing sprite. It was deleted. It was promised that it shall be back by today, but alas, what the hell am I witnessing here, friend? I'm gonna bulk it up, of course, and they might end up erupting a storm, but I will not die. It's not in the sun after all. And I'll Leech Life to weaken the prowess of that Leech. I mean, that eruption. I was going to do less damage, and I do heal myself slightly. Okay, that was not worth the healing. It's just, I should Earthquake. Shouldn't play around and play the fool with this opponent. There is a critical hit that I don't deserve, but I'm grateful for it regardless. And they finally forfeit. But yeah, Slitherwing sprite has been deleted. Here is the oh wow, where is it? They don't even advertise that they haven't finished fixing their mistake. Nevertheless, another game, something quite classical. Let me actually just make one change in this classical idea. Hold on, hang on, wait a minute. I just simply put Brick Break on Scissor to disrupt screens should the need arise. And now the opponent has got Rain, Webs, everything under the sun, and Revival Blessings as well. 7 blessings to them. Garvantula is the obvious lead of choice, which is a big mistake as I will triple axel and break the sash and break the Pokemon. And I know for a fact they are going to stay in and be greedy about this business. Grateful to see that a lot of the sprites have been re-added because they literally deleted everything. Well, not everything, a lot of stuff from Pokemon Showdown. I still have to regain most of my custom avatars. I am stuck using this Lucario one, which is, I think, my favorite one that I do possess at the moment. Nice little self-flex and whatnot, showing off the Lucario avatar. We've all got nice special defense. So I knock off your Damp Rock, and the rain shall not disturb me for an eternity any longer. And like I said, Weavile does possess adequate defense. They're going to stay in here like a madman. And that's not what I expected to see, but it's time that the weather changes on this opponent. The snow falls. Look at that Barraskewda sprite. As you can see, it is looking mightily different. It doesn't look like it blends in with Pokemon Showdown like it used to. And that is for the aforementioned reasons that I mentioned. Well, you turn here on some random flip turn if they desire to do so. Not what I expected, but I can believe it. Seeing is believing, they say, but now, what are you going to do now? Knockoff is the correct call because I could not. Okay, I didn't expect to do that. But knockoff was the correct call because I could knock off a Scald Burn somebody. I could have knocked off Noivern's boots and gone from there. Or I could have knocked off a Leper Berry. I could burn this. You better beware. Boom, burn. There he is. Now we chilly out. I have to be careful versus that Suicune. I'm not gonna beat that Suicune. I think God of War is going to teach that Suicune an important lesson of some sorts because it is Calm Mind. Luckily, Weavile should be quicker than this madness, but I'm not going to take the gamble. I should just go into Mandibuzz, really and truly, because I can take the opportunity to heal myself a little bit, at least. As they end up going into Politoed like nobody's business. I am defensively adept, so there's Pawmot. I don't know what they're going to desire to click here. Maybe a double shock to the system. The opponent is packing quite a, not a punch, but they are doing a decent job in trying to defeat me. I knew that Noivern was coming. It's obvious plays, obvious. Why am I allowing them to make the obvious plays and get away with it? Personally, I would U-turn now if I was the opponent, as Slowking is a safe pivot versus everybody, and as long as Donphan is healthy, we can take on Pawmot to some extent, although we have to be careful. Okay, that's definitely specs. Madness, man. Craziness that they decided to do this as well, what they just did. Nevertheless, I Moonblast as there's no switch in. Are you crazy? You better be slower. You are slower. So you have to give up a Pokemon here. Suicune is here. A Calm Mind on your Calm Mind. The difference between my Calm Mind... Oh, I dropped you. That's why you're struggling like this is. But the difference between our Calm Minds is that I hit you from the physical side. Shock to the system with the Psy Shocker. Whirlpool. That's okay. This opponent does no idea what they're doing. So that was GG from the wood. Go, we're gonna get another game going. Another thing that opponents try to do in this ladder tour, those people who lack patience, they try to get multiple games at the same time and try to win simultaneous games just to shoot themselves up the rankings in the early stages, and sometimes when they go off tilt and off kilter, they sometimes actually do end up, there's a scooter, they do end up opening up simultaneous games to potentially win like 5 in a row and get their rating points back. But yeah, you have to play it smart and appropriately. It's a time to perform simultaneous antics. Like, now was the time. Knockoff, of course, now it was coming. Barraskewda doesn't even KO me. I'm gonna get the Stealth Rocks up to chip down the Noivern. Chip down the Noivern so that Sozo's Bullet Punch can effectively be a 1-hit KO move. Of course, I am currently searching for another game as they decided to go hard into the Neuven like it's nobody's business. I need to fix this team before I hand it over to you, friends. 3 teams that you can just use from the word go for yourselves. Dark Pulse, right? Dark Pulse, Neuven, I've seen it all. Specs too, for that matter. Foul Play, there he is, he's gone. The second game is there, and they are Mono Dragon. Will destroy those dragons sooner or later. Let's roost on the probably Boom Burst, if I'm being... Oh, Flame. Flame that doesn't burn. That's what it is. Foul Play. Let's wrap this up. Unless they burn me, then I can't wrap it up as quickly as I would hope. But Foul Play amps up the damage a bit faster than Toxic in this current state. Toxic is when you want to play the long game. Anyways, next game, I think I'll make this next one the final one, as we were just advertising the ladder tournament for you, friends. I got a Steel and Fairy type that is quicker than one of your Dragon Dancers, and that being Haxorus, I think. No, I'm actually slower than Haxorus. Forgive me, I misspoke. My bad. Another change I have to make to this team, but let's make those changes real quick. In the first team, this has to cosplay as a ghost, not a ground type, even though Earthquakes will sting. Second team, Conkeldurr needs to leave Facade in the dust and put on Earthquake. Drain Punch and Mark Punch are enough to get the job done. You don't need no Facade. Facade, it is a facade of a move. You don't need it. Let's lead off with Conkeldurr, however. You best be Specs, friend. And I do not possess the HP, well, not the HP, the Spadef like Assault Vest Conkeldurr does, but I do possess a hard-hitting Drain Punch and a hard-hitting Facade. Look at the Drain Punch damage, and the Facade is probably 1 KO if I'm quicker than you. Specs? No way. Oh, that's the Spirit. I told you I'll crush these dragons one by one. They all fall before me. What is this? He doesn't kill me. Not with but you, okay, that's special. But Mark Punch is a powerful attack, pretty powerful, so you best beware. That was a non-stab Facade. It's a super effective stab Mark Punch. What are you thinking, friend? Anyways, that was lame and random. I think I'll get one more just for the fans. One more just for the fans, and I'll rotate it into this next HO, and maybe I can find another mistake and correct it before. Okay, this is bad. These guys are playing with fire, literally. They got 2 people that outspeed me under the sun, and probably a Scarf Arcanine that crushes my entire squad like no tomorrow. And the rest of the squad also benefits from the safety net of the sun. Lead off with this guy, because if I can Earthquake them into the dust immediately, they're doomed. Lilligant to Sui, of course, that is appropriate. That did some semblance of significant damage. Let's change the weather up on them. If they do end up locking into some random Solar Blade, that would be the mistake of the century. But alas, Triple X, I have the defenses enhanced. I don't know what you were trying to Triple X, because it doesn't even kill Donphan. I know that they shall attempt to regain the power of the sun, so I'll switch it right back into this guy. And Earthquake, they have no Earthquake resistance. You best beware that you are not clicking into... They could close combat me, yeah, that's for certain. I believe that the defense raise shall afford me the survivability that I need to play this out properly. And this time, we'll Moonblast. I knew Ninetales were coming, but I need to start doing some semblance of some damage. There it is. Keyberry, I can't afford to let the Keyberry go right here, right now, because it could be a safety net versus Excadrill versus Arcanine as well. So Manaphy, even though Manaphy is a mistake going into it like this, big mistake, huge mistake in that matter. Now what? Surf's Up would do some damage, but it's time we get these rocks up, right? Oh. I was about to Ice Beam, that's for certain. If I Earthquake, what do I put them in range of? To be honest. Man, I need to get the car going. And then pray that the ability to I wonder. This is a difficult task because they can always revive them. I had to get the rocks up. Oh, that's a mistake. How come their Slitherwing has animated sprite, but mine was a sitting duck? That's a shock to the system. Okay, this has now come upon me. How do I solve this problem? There are ways and means. Oh, sad as it may look, I am stored power. Man, I'm gonna have to go for it at this point. Close combat. The key berry has been consumed, but at what cost? My defenses are up in the sky, yes. 3 turns of sun remain. If I terrestrialize, can I calm mind? No, I don't think I can. Thought power would be at 80 base power. That is a shock. I'll recover. I'm a fool. Why didn't I terrestrialize? Oh my gosh, my stomach is hurting. Oh, that pain in my stomach is back. Because of the foolishness I just did. What did I just do? And why did I just do it? At least we know now it's UULT in close combat. No type of setup. Randomness. Okay, it's good to know. As the drill is in the drill bit. Friend, are you not afraid that first and foremost your sun is going to run out? Secondly, I'm going to start getting up the... I'm going to I'm going to shift gear. Be faster your entire squad. Let's do that. Look at this. And still sprite. Anyways. Shift gear into the next dimension. Then you better turn into a... like... I guess... ghost. If you want to live my fire attack that's going to be flung with the swiftness. But yeah. I traded these rocks for this position. I think it's Sash Excadrill, by the way. So that Excadrill, its item is gone, basically. Yeah. And now we have a spectator joining the game as well. If they're rock tombs, then they are rock tombs. So be it. Temper flare. My temper is flaring up. They are talking to me, so I shall respond. And goodbye, Excadrill. I'm only doing this to improve my previous rating. And they are in trouble of the high horsepower that's going to smack them hard. If I was smart, I shouldn't terrestrialize here. Because if they do terrestrialize, they're dude. Not only are they going to take a ton of damage, regardless. Second of all, what else is going to happen to them? I still have a snow setter. So the snow can disrupt this entire idea that the opponent is packing of terrestrializing Ninetales of all things just to get rid of me. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm 4 times resisted to first impressions. I'm resistant to choice scarf, extreme speed, which I do not even believe it is Terra normal. Yeah. I think it's Terra Fire to make sure that the flare blitzes actually hurt. As the opponent does in... Oh! Is that really my fate? Is that really fair? And is that really my fate? Fine. You want to play that game? I'm going to get the screen up then. Aurora Veil. Jeez, man. That was not a dead Ninetales, but it was a Ninetales that was going to be severely punished. What to say? The veil is up. I'm going into a guy that resists everything you desire to do to me. Named Manaphy. You better head smash me at Psychic Fang! That is an interesting piece of technology you have employed, friend. You better be faster. I think it is faster, by the way. No, it has to be banded, man. It has to be banded. There is a Ninetales still weak to the water. I still do have ways and means to hurt you. First way and mean to hurt you is Ice Beam. To fix it is Terra Water. Not Terra Water on the Manaphy. Fix it. Okay, that's not the team. There is the team. It's not Terra Water Manaphy. Terra Fairy is fine. Scovillian. Yikes, man. How much HP is that thing at? Quite a lot. Let's change the weather. Go into the Slitherwing. Flame charge twice. And pray. See what happens from that position. Is that really the appropriate course of action? After 2 flame charges, I'm still slower than freaking Lilligant. That's the problem I see. Luckily, I do have a sash in the back. So let's Let's play it that way. First flame charge. Go, go, go. A flame charge also renders me resistant to their... There's the Ninetales. Thank you. I'll take it. Please don't die in one. Shouldn't have freaking terrestrialized. They died in one. What was I expecting? Now I'll resist all of Lilligant's moves though, however. So there's that piece of news. Not good news, not bad news. It's just news at this point. I resist everybody's attacks, actually. Looking at it objectively. There's the Lilligant. As I said, I do resist all your moves. I have to go for it, man. Oh, I didn't resist close combat. I was a fool. Wasn't looking. Wasn't thinking. Jeez, man. I can't end it on a loss like that. Let me get these rocks up. Let me get these rocks up. Solar Blade didn't even bring me down my sash. What sad reality is that? So the wing is in. And my computer decided to freeze. That's more like it. Get me back on the scene. U-turn out. No problem. Into the villain. The biggest villain of them all. Let's go, villain. This GG, I'm a forfeit at this point. But what I am going to do is get another game with the same team and run it back, because that was not an accurate assessment of how things should have gone down, and you all saw it with your own eyes. Manaphy, lead this game off strong. You either lead off with Eleki. I have a dedicated Reggie Eleki switch, which can take on any Electro. Well, not what I expected, but let's get these earthquakes raining down from the sky. Because we want to hurt their Donphan. Break it sturdy. That's the spirit. Break it sturdy even more. Almost at half HP. Now I get rid of the hazards that they presume to put upon me. They knock off my leftovers. I earthquake them again. You just gave up your entire Donphan, dude. Now stealth rocks are pretty free. Okay, my bad. I stand corrected. That's the spirit. You go into superior. Superior choice. For me, would be to actually lose versus this Pokemon because it's faster than my entire squad. We have to dedicate this to destroy it. It has to terrestrialize at this point, and nobody really eats Leech Life like that except the one that's using the Leech Life. He's the only one that eats at this point in time. Better show me that you possess. First and foremost, I want Flame Charge, but I need to see Air Slash, not that attack. Then I Leech Life again. Why not? It's a bit of HP. I love the subsequent Surf. Okay, I spoke too soon. My bad. I forgot what is this game. My bad. I got 7 turns of the Veil. Ready to go. What are you going to do about it, friend? That piece of technology on the Arcanine. Psychic Fangs. Scarf Psychic Fangs. Now, lovely. I like that. Or Banded Psychic Fangs. Interesting. For real. I haven't seen something like that in forever, basically. But good luck versus Grimmsnarl. You can't Psychic Fangs that Dark type. Although I doubt that that's what your end goal is anyways. There's Encore, there's Madness. Now you're locked in. Whatever attack that was. And that was an attack that cannot really hurt my Ninetales. Not my Ninetales, my Latios. Will Carmine. This is a fight that you cannot win. Oh, what the hell is going on? They're winning every speed tie now, and they're dropping me like a fly? Come on. Fine. Jeez, man. I'll mind again. Draco! Okay. How many more of those lusters do they still have? Quite a few. It's time to get rid of these rocks first and foremost. That's not gonna kill. I promise you it's not gonna kill. I got rid of the rocks. I like that. Then it is time to sacrifice the entire Donphan. That's fine. Then we're going to re-attempt to get an Aurora Veil. I know I shouldn't be playing so stupidly because Luster Purge is still a powerful attack, and Ninetales, as defensively adept as it is, it's not the okay, that was something I didn't expect to see. Eleki failing in that regard? Fine. Let me get quicker than your Eleki by shifting gears. I resist all your priority attacks. I know you have yet to terrestrialize. That's not a problem for me to see. Latios is still at full superior. Fine. I'm going to terrestrialize because I don't want to miss gunk shot and I don't want them to live. So it's all or nothing at this point in time. Now, I am still behind the safety of the Veil. And believe it or not, I have to land a gunk shot on Latios, which can rain down a Draco Meteor. And once Latios does that, it's GG for me. Thank you for coming. You played well. But they decided to go into the Electro. Oh, you are not Choice Scarf. We've seen your hand. We've seen your hand already, and you've just blown the game by doing that. Hopefully, Manaphy can... Okay, come on. Temper Flare. My blood is boiling. They played this very poorly. Really and truly, very, very poorly. But such is the state of affairs on the lower portions of the ladder. Right? So we didn't gain much ground at this point in time, but I think you get the gist of how this works. I lost a terrible, miserable game. That being besides the point, the tournament still goes on. The journey still goes on. I can pick this up tomorrow. I can pick this up the next day. I can choose whatever team I desire. I'm still in it to win it if I desire. So that is basically the underused ladder tour for you, friends. Come up on the underused ladder, have some fun, joke around, try and experiment some new teams that you think might be tournament worthy and see if it is the case. You'll be surprised to see just what can end up working on the ladder and ultimately maybe giving you glory when the dust settles. All the information again will be in the description down below. Friends, if you did enjoy this video nevertheless, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not done so already, as we shall be doing a lot more of these. But until next time, friends, we shall be U-turning out. Thanks for watching.